everyone, welcome to Wilkes Now. I'm Brianna Ebish.
And I'm Jacob Chasen. So we just had our Thanksgiving break. How was your Thanksgiving?
I had a great time. I spent it with my family and friends. What about you?
I worked 4 days in a row, including Thanksgiving, but I still had time to relax, so it was pretty good.
Hopefully all you guys had a great Thanksgiving too. Do you have a love and appreciation of the arts? Share your passion for the arts with the community by volunteering at the Sordoni Art Gallery. When you volunteer at the gallery, you'll be supporting their mission by directly engaging visitors with the arts. Students, faculty, staff, and community members are all welcome to apply. To apply, please fill out the short online application form or contact Nikki Lewis at nicole.lewis1@wilkes.edu for additional information. Now we're going to send it to Beacon Briefs.
Welcome to the Beacon Briefs. I'm Cabrini Renicki, the co-news editor for the Beacon here at Wilkes. Here's what's going on. The Department of Public Safety released a safety notice on Monday. According to the notice, between November 12th and November 23rd, the department investigated reports of projectiles damaging exterior windows at Cohen and Stark. The damage was caused by a pellet or BB gun. 2 out of 3 counts of the damage was discovered by officers on patrol. No injuries were reported, and the damage is currently being repaired. In other news, we do not have an update on the graffiti incidents on campus. We will keep you updated as more information comes in. Thanks for checking in, guys. That's all I have for today. I'm Cabrini Renicki, and this is Beacon Briefs. Now let's get back to the studio.
Thanks, Cabrini. The senior class blanket sale is back. The holiday season is quickly approaching, and the dash for gifts is coming soon. As in the past, the Wilkes University Student Government Senior Class is selling Wilkes University Gray Stadium blankets. Blankets are $20, with a special holiday deal of 2 blankets for $35. These are perfect gifts for friends, family, and other loved ones. Spread the Colonel spirit if you are interested in purchasing a blanket or have any questions at all. Please contact Harry Eckert at harrison.eckert@wilkes.edu. Now let's check in with Nick with this episode of Nick's Nerd News.
Hey everybody, I'm Nick James. Welcome to Nick's Nerd News. Now usually I'm your guy to give you your Week in Geek in just 4 minutes. This week, however, due to the recent passing of Stan Lee, I wanted to take the time to talk about him a little bit. Let everybody know exactly what he did and the entire universe that he built that people just love. Let's snap into Stan Lee vision and we'll get going. He was born right in New York, New York in 1922. To the real name of Stanley Martin Lieber. He shortened his name to Stan Lee when working in comics because he figured he'd write the great American novel and wanted to put that out under his full name and not be associated with the comic books because at the time it wasn't actually a popular profession to say you were in. Now, he started in Timely Comics in 1939 and just 2 years into the job at the ripe old age of 19 was made the editor-in-chief, where he kept that job until 1972. At the beginning, though, he wasn't really a big fan of it. He wasn't really allowed to do what he wanted to do. He had all these ideas and couldn't express himself, so he was about to leave when his wife Joan said, "Hey, do one for yourself. If you wanted to make a comic book, if you don't care if you get fired anyway, what is the comic book that you'd write?" And that comic book was The Fantastic Four. And thus, the Marvel Universe was born. I mean, with help from artists like Jack Kirby, Steve Ditko, John Romita Sr., Don Heck, Bill Everett, and Joe Manlini, he was able to forge all these characters that we know and love that built what is the Marvel Universe. Fantastic Four, X-Men, Spider-Man, Daredevil, the Hulk. All these characters came from Marvel and from Stan Lee. Later, this would be turned into the Marvel Cinematic Universe, which would then make all of these characters worldwide known. And because of that, Stan Lee was able to sneak into all the Marvel Cinematic Universes, all those movies, because it was a nice wink at the man who made them. Thus, you get to be in the products. My top 5 favorite moments Stan Lee cameos have to be when he appeared in Ang Lee's Hulk, because he was next to Lou Ferrigno, who played the actual literal Hulk in the television series compared to Bill Bixby's David Banner. Later on, my second favorite one is Iron Man, where he's mistaken for Hugh Hefner. He's got the robe on, pretty funny. In Avengers 2, he got really drunk and he was like Excelsior because he drank Thor's magic potion. And In Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2 was probably my favorite. We see him with the Watchers, and it's kind of established of this kind of maybe little small theory that he himself is a Watcher, and that's how he appears in all these. But my favorite all time has got to be Civil War, when he's the FedEx guy and he shows up like, I'm looking for Tony Stank. It's just good. You know he enjoyed doing those, and we enjoyed watching him. It's just been so much fun to see him do this. And not only have we loved him doing this, he's loved us back in return. He admired his fans as much as we admired him, and he said it himself. He was in the game at the very end for the fans because they meant that much to him. And to actually end this, what we have is a little piece of him saying how much he loved his fans. It's from one of his very last interviews. So not only does he thank us, we thank you. Stan Lee, Excelsior.
I cannot tell you how much I love my fans. Sometimes at night I'm sitting here and I'm thinking, what's it all about, you know? And then I get a letter from a fan, or I read something, or I see something, or I remember something, and I realize it's so lucky to have fans who really care about you. And that's the reason I care so much about the fans, because they make me feel so great.
Thank you, Nick. The Wilkes University Flute Ensemble will present the concert A Night at the Opera on Saturday, December 8th at 8 p.m. on the main stage of the Dorothy Dixon Dart Center for Performing Arts. Admission is free and the concert is open to the public. The concert will feature highlights from Bizet's Carmen, Deleb Lacombe's Mozart's The Magic Flute, and Puccini's Madame Butterfly and Turandot. The concert is directed by Alicia Lish Lindsay, acting principal flautist of the Pottstown Symphony Orchestra. Lindsay is an adjunct flute professor and flute ensemble director at Wilkes. Let's check in with Ian for this week's Business Bonanza.
Hi, I'm Ian Bailey from Wilkes Now. Today we're in the square and we're going to check out King of Kings Gyros. King of Kings is a small gyro place located just off of the Wilkes-Barre Square. Although the restaurant is minimal, the flavors that come out are maximal. It is a central part of town and it is convenient for all the surrounding businesses and scholastic facilities. So, Jason, how long have you guys been in business here?
This location, 7 years.
7 years.
Yes.
Okay. So what inspired you to open up a gyro place?
Actually, it wasn't me. It was my father. We had a little shop in the St. Louis, and we had a lot of things on our minds, but gyros really hit off. So let's just focus on one really good item and just stick to it. Awesome. So yeah, it was all. He's the brains out of the operation.
So what would you say, out of all the items on the menu, what would you say is the fan favorite?
Probably the ultimate with the sweet and hot sauce and the feta cheese.
So what is really, what brings people back to that item?
The hot sauce. It's really good hot sauce. Everyone loves the hot sauce. Some people just drink it out of the bottle.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
I got you. So within the restaurant here, you have a huge collection of sticky notes along the walls. So can you explain why that is?
My twin, my other half, he saw at this one location, he saw this one. He said, you know what, I'm going to do it. And he saw it with one clipboard. And his dream was, you know what, hopefully I get the whole wall filled.
I got you.
And
that's how it is now.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
I got you. So now this is a little bit of a smaller location. Now, is there any future plans to possibly move somewhere else to deal with the traffic, or?
No, we're happy where we are right now. I mean, the location is really good for us right now, so we can't complain.
I got you. So is there any last minute plugs that you want to do for the business? Any last minute little sayings that you want to do?
Eat more gyros, and next month we'll be on Uber Eats. We'll be with the launch party of Uber Eats, driven with Uber Eats. So,
cool.
And we open 3 a.m. on the weekends.
Awesome. All right. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Having been owned and operated by Jason and his brother for several years, the simplistic work style is what works best. The shop gives a personalized dining experience and breaks away from usual meals.
From the Small Business Bonanza, this was our coverage of King of King Gyros. Back to you in the studio.
Thank you, Ian. The Civic Band will perform a mix of favorites at their Director's Choice concert at 3 p.m. on Sunday, December 2nd at the Dorothy Dixon Dart Center for the Performing Arts. Led by Philip Simon, Director of Music Education and Instrumental Studies, Director's Choice highlights music that Simon has performed and conducted for much of his life. The performance will feature guest artist Edison Fowler, who will play a euphonium solo with band accompaniment for the Solitary Prayer, and Donald Williams, director of the Wyoming Valley Concert Band, who will guest conduct Gathering of the Ranks at Hebron by David Halsinger. Other pieces on the program include Gustav Holst's Second Suite for Military Band in F, Chester by William Schumann, and October by Eric Whitaker, as well as other concert band masterworks.
We will be right back with more Wilkes Now after this short break.
Mother Earth, a gift under our care. Let's not go back. Nurture nature. Nourish the soil and your soul. Let's mend our planet together. Make Mother Earth smile.
Welcome to Sports Now. I'm your host, Kirsten Peters.
And I'm Eric Bideman.
Fall sports have officially come to an end with the completion of the ECAC tournament on November 18th for women's soccer.
In the semifinals, Wilkes fell 2-1 against Albright. Junior midfielder Haley Evans got the Colonels out to an early 1-0 lead 3 minutes and 38 seconds into the first half.
But one goal was not enough to lead the Colonels to victory, as the Lions answered 6 minutes into the second half to tie the game.
Albright secured the win with a little over 6 minutes remaining in the contest, sending them to the ECAC championship game, in which they fell to McDaniel 3-2 on the following day.
Wilkes concluded the year with their second consecutive season of over 10 wins.
With all the fall sports officially being over, Colonel Athletics has made the shift to winter sports mode.
Men's basketball ripped off 4 straight wins to start their season. In their first win against Penn State Hazleton, Mark Mullins, Rob Pecorelli, and Marcus Robinson all lit up the stat sheet.
Mullins finished with a game-high 23 points and 8 rebounds. Pecorelli added 21 points, 4 rebounds, and 4 assists, while Robinson contributed 15 points.
In the Rinso Marquette tournament, Wilkes beat Bethany College in the first round. After advancing, the Colonels beat Lebanon Valley in the championship.
Against Bethany, Pecorelli and Robinson combined for 51 points, and the Colonels used a 16-0 run to start the second half to break open a close game that allowed them to win by 20 points.
Against Lebanon Valley, the Colonels remained unbeaten by the skin of their teeth. Although they held a double-digit lead with just over 3 minutes remaining, Lebanon Valley staged a 9-1 run that threatened the Colonels' 83-81 victory.
Pecorelli and Mullins proved to be invaluable for the Colonels from beyond the arc and on the boards. Point guard Landon Hendry contributed 10 points as well, making that the third time Henry has reached the 10-point mark in his career.
In their home opening against Penn State Wilkes-Barre, the men's basketball team had 5 players reach double figures.
Mullins led with 20 points, while Walzer finished with a career-high 14 points. Tommy Bowen registered his third career double-double with 13 points and 11 rebounds. Pecorelli and Robinson added 18 and 12 points respectively.
After starting the season with an average of 25.3 points, 6.3 rebounds, and 2.7 assists after only 3 games, Pecorelli was named the MAC Freedom's Player of the Week.
As for women's basketball, they fell to Susquehanna, Marywood, and the University of Scranton before securing an 89-61 win over Penn State Wilkes-Barre.
13 different players registered points for the Colonels, including leading scorer Maddie Kelly with 16, Gab Giordano with 11, and Ashley Castor with 10.
The Colonels shot 47.4% from 3, while also out-rebounding their opponent 40-29.
In the first meeting between crosstown rival Kings College, the men's ice hockey team and goaltender Brandon Gordon earned the program's first ever shutout in a 3-0 victory.
Goals by Phil Erickson, Nick Fia, and Scott Aaron got the job done for the Colonels before falling later in the week to Hamilton in overtime, 3-2.
Tyler Barrow proved to be the man of the day for Wilkes, scoring both Colonel goals in their loss to Hamilton.
As for the women's ice hockey team, they fell 5-0 in shutout by Chatham in their only contest of the week.
Despite the 5-0 loss, goaltender Allie Jolly played all 60 minutes and made 40 saves for the Colonels.
As for Colonel Wrestling, Wilkes opened its dual schedule a perfect 4-for-4 at the Southeast Duels. Dylan O'Connor, Kyle Medro, Joshua Brown, Michael Brown, Nicholas Racanelli, and Ashton Janice recorded 6 wins in their 10 bouts for the Colonels in the first match against Otterbein.
In the second match of the day against Everett, those same 5 previous wrestlers and Mustafa Al-Maki and Roger Horton secured Colonel wins.
In the third match against Greenboro, Nicholas Bauer, Matthew Judge, and Austin Kaminsky wrapped up the 23-point victory.
The Colonels finished off the day with their highest scoring output of the duels against Bluefield. All but one win came with extra points for the Colonels.
Medro, Janice, Kyle Trout, Brock Horton, Cody Dix, Austin Spar, and Mason Madden Edwards contributed to the Colonels' final victory of the day.
Lastly, in sports news, the men's and women's swim teams competed at the Diamond Invitational hosted by Kings.
The men's team placed second out of 9 teams, earning 574 points, recording 3 program records and 9 new records overall. The second place finish was also the best for men's team at the annual event since the program's rebirth in 2014.
Jared Byron set his 3rd individual record and broke the Wilkes 100 freestyle record with a time of 47.88 seconds.
The team of Byron, Nick Martino, Trey Harloff, and Joseph Antelock broke the relay record with a time of 3 minutes and 16.11 seconds.
Timothy Setchler-Stone set the other program record with a time of 2 minutes and 6.70 seconds in the 200 backstroke.
On the women's side of things, the Colonels placed 7th out of 9 teams, earning 237 points. The finish was also the best for the women's team since the program's rebirth in 2014.
Abby Keating set the program's 100 backstroke record, leading off the 400 medley relay with a time of 1 minute and 4.77 seconds, as well as winning the 200 IM event.
Keating kept her solid weekend going with a 3rd place finish in the 200 butterfly.
All in all, it was a solid week for Wilkes Athletics. That's all we have today for Sports Now. I'm Kirsten Peters.
And I'm Eric Bideman. We'll be right back after we toss it to this public service announcement.
If you're not in control, then who is? Live above the influence.
If you want to stay on top of your health, one simple thing to do
is take the pledge to go and get screened for the cancers that might affect you.
So stand up to cancer and take the pledge at GetScreenedNow.org.
It only takes a minute to take care of yourself,
and nothing rhymes with org.
Nope, nothing rhymes with org. Who wrote this?
And welcome to Wilkes Weather. I'm your host, Howard Aldinger. Currently outside, 37 degrees, cloudy, but we still have some remaining snow showers and rain showers out. High for today, 41 degrees. Low for tonight, 30 degrees, and the wind southwest 10 miles an hour. So rain and snow, like I said, for the rest of today, it should phase out, I would say, anywhere between the evening to later in the evening, 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock. Wednesday and Thursday, still a little bit cloudy, but the sun should be peeking through on Thursday. Low on Wednesday is 23 degrees and 29 for Thursday. Before we get in towards the weekend, though, we're going to have to deal with some more rain and snow showers on Friday. High of 41 degrees, so most of that will not stick to the ground. Low of 32 degrees, so if it does, it will be in the later part of the day. Saturday, clearing up for the weekend. Mostly cloudy, 46 degrees, and Sunday cloudy, but 53 degrees, so definitely a little bit warmer, which will be nicer because the next couple of days are going to be a little bit cooler and windy. And Monday, mostly sunny with the high of 37 degrees. So this was at 10 a.m. 8 a.m., there was some snow showers, snow squalls coming down, not a whole lot, obviously not much to really cover the ground, but as you can see, it is still listed here for our area. Light snow, although not all of that is necessarily coming down. And this is 1 p.m. Most of this is pretty much clearing out. Some of it is a mix, as noted up there, but still some snow. As noted, not all of it will be coming down to the ground. So now this is for Friday, 1 a.m. You can see this kind of storm here. It's going to push up into the area. Obviously snow up in the north and rain in the south a little bit. And then this is Friday at 7 a.m. As you can see, we're just on the cutoff of that rain and snow. So obviously for that on Friday. So looking ahead, rain and snow ending later today, cold and windy the rest of the week, more rain and snow on Friday before it clears up on Sunday with the high of 53. So that's all for Wilkes Weather. Now we're going to send it to Renegade Reviews for more.
Oh boy, what a cute and charming game. I'm sure nothing will ever go wrong here. Doki Doki Literature Club is a visual novel developed by Team Salvato that was released in 2017. For those of you that don't know, the visual novel game genre plays much like an interactive piece of literature, except with the added bonus of anime sprites. This game in particular takes place in the familiar setting of a high school. Don't be fooled though, hiding underneath this game's cute and cuddly appearance are some dark and twisted moments. So let's dive right into this literature club on this episode of Renegade Reviews. Our story begins on the first day of class. Our lovable but dorky protagonist is coerced into joining the school's literature club by the lovable girl next door, his childhood friend Sayori. Once he is in the club, he meets the other members, the sweet but introverted Yuri, and the angsty but cute... I use the term rather loosely because she comes off as the most annoying character in my humble opinion, Natsuki. And of course, Monika. Just Monika. Being the hormone-crazed teenager that he is, our protagonist sets off on a quest to win one of these girls' hearts. This leads me to the main gameplay of Doki Doki Literature Club, making poems. That's right, Romeo, if you want to win your virtual Juliet's love and affection, you need to pour all your heart and soul out with a pen and paper. Sort of. The artistic process doesn't get much deeper than selecting words that you think the girl of your dreams wants to hear. You might be asking yourself, golly gee, how do I know what to say? Well, the answer to that is simple, my friend, because your waifu-to-be tells you everything. You just have to be smart enough to pick up on it. Pay extra special attention during poem sharing to learn more about the apple of your eye. Then be sure to use this information when crafting your masterpiece. For example, Yuri likes dark and depressing stories riddled with big words. So if you see a word you don't understand and want Yuri to cling onto you like glue on your first grade art project mom put on the fridge, pick that one. So do I recommend this game? Honestly, I can only recommend this game to people that genuinely love visual novels. This truly is more of a story than a game, and the only actual gameplay involves creating poems. Some people may love the visual novel format, but it isn't for everyone. And I often found myself bored while waiting for something of relevance to happen to advance the plot. Also, once the game has shown its true colors after the death of Sayori and begins to glitch out, it basically has no shame and completely abandons the cute coat of paint that may have lured players into it in the first place. There's nothing wrong with this. And once again, the game does an excellent job portraying what people that struggle with mental illness go through every day, but more casual players looking for a cute visual novel may be turned off by the tonal shift. The player learns about issues plaguing the other women in the club, and the glitches continue to get worse and worse until what is really happening is revealed. However, nothing is as impactful as the first death of Doki Doki. While it is interesting for one playthrough, this game has very little replayability value. Although it can be used as an excellent teaching tool to help others understand mental illness, it is not a game for everyone. But if you are looking for a psychological trip of a visual novel hidden under cute anime visuals, then this is the game for you. See you in the Literature Club, everybody.
That's all the time we have for today. Just a reminder, you can watch us live every Tuesday on Service Electric Channel 97 at 12 noon. Also, check out our YouTube channel for episodes of the show.
And in case you missed it, our broadcast re-airs every weeknight at 7:30 p.m. I thank you very much for watching. From all of us here at Wilkes Now, have a great week.